What up, what up, what up? We are here on another full transparency trading session. For anybody who was here with me this morning in the live stream, thank you so much for sticking around through that L that we took. Got a little bit of the money back, so that's not too bad. Ended up losing $140 total. So on QQQ, we lost $230. And then in SPX, we earned $90, I believe. So we're going to go ahead and go through. As you can see, we have a new high. So first we're going to create our new high, and then we're going to get rid of our old zones. So these two zones are now invalidated. What we're going to do is we're going to turn one of these into a demand zone, leave this bottom zone down here, and remove this middling zone. So go ahead and go to edit properties on that. 1 year to the right, you know the gist. 1 year to the left. Click OK. Boom, brand new zone. So now down below this is where this line needs to go. But for now, we're going to go ahead and remove this. Remove drawing. Remove drawing. Remove drawing. So our current zone is going to be sitting right here underneath this wick. We're going to push underneath that. That's fine. This is the middle zone. This is the center of where everything goes. Edit properties. Bottom right, we're going to add about 5 cents to it. Go a year to the right, a year to the left. Click OK. Now we've got our central zone, and as you can see, all these trades run through it. But this is where we bounced off of today. So this is where we're currently at. We're going to see if we're going to break back down through that. As you can see, we spent the last 45 minutes or so pushing down. Finally to the zone, after, of course, I get out of my trade and take my L. But what I'm noticing is that the moves are happening a little earlier in the day now. So for tomorrow, we're going to have to switch our strategy up a little bit. Normally, we won't trade before 9 o'clock. Now, you do get your days like this where it happens at the end of the day. But normally, we don't trade before 9 o'clock. But these moves are happening at 9:30, 9:45, and just at 10 o'clock. So we're going to have to adjust our trades accordingly for just this week. So we went up right there at 9:30, ran all the way up until about 11. Here we ran all the way up from 9:30 until 10:15, and then finally pushed down, but then ran up some more after that. Here we ran. So you're seeing that all of the major moves are happening before 10 o'clock. So if I want to make the play that I'm really looking to enjoy, I'm going to have to get in before the 10 o'clock play. I can still play it safe and get in at 10 o'clock, but 10 just ain't moving like it used to. I guess I could always write up the second portion of the day. We can remove all of these drawings. We can remove this level because we're not coming back down there anytime soon. So now we are safely inside of this zone here. So the zone is from 406.60 all the way up to 410.20 or 410.47 if you want to get to the actual max. Go ahead and close out all of these alerts. Not coming down here anytime soon. Not coming down here. Definitely not coming all the way down here. And so, me, I like to do all of my alerts fresh the next day so that I get all of my notifications for when the changes are going on. So let's get into our trade from today and why we lost. Why we lost is very simple. We FOMO'd in. That's the long and short of it. Let's go to the 1 minute time frame because I want you to see what I was seeing. So I knew the market was pushing up today. I did not know that it was going to push up so aggressively that I would make it to a new high of 410 and then just kind of trail off for the rest of the day. So we get into the trade on the 1 minute looking for a snipe, right? We see this beautiful push down here. Now, I wasn't zoomed out enough at the time to see that my zone was still way up here. Had I known that, I would have rode into the zone and then maybe rode this trade down and just got out of it right when we broke through the zone again. But so we saw this change of character here where it was telling us like, hey, I'm going to push down. And it did push down. However, it was only going to push down from here to right here. I got in about right here at 409 flat, 409.15-ish area, if I remember correctly. Got that little ride up, pushed all the rest of the way back down, stopped here at the 9 EMA, and then just rode the 9 EMA all the way up. And if you haven't seen, we've been riding the 9 EMA for days now. So I should have known there, like, hey, as soon as this pushed up past this point, where I started losing money, because I started in the money about $25 to $45, I think was the highest I could have got. I could have took my $45 and ran. Ended up riding this out for about an hour, got into this negative area here, and then we took a loss. Got a little bit of a pushback right there, which negated some of the higher portion of the loss. And then so we lose 230 on that trade. I think the highest we would have lost was 250, which is fine. We've made plenty of money over the last couple of days to cover that up. SPX. was our positive trade of the day. And I think SPX is going to be my play for tomorrow because I can play it less aggressively and still make a decent amount of money. Especially when the zones for SPY and QQQ just aren't moving so strong. You know, they're dragging. They go up, drag out, consolidate for a little bit, go up, consolidate for a little bit, go up, consolidate for a little bit, and that is not how I enjoy trading. So you look at the 1 minute, it's all this slow rising, slow rising, slow rising, slow rising. You're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like a whole bunch of minutes of just slowly rising. And that is cool. You know, if you have a lot of time to put into it, like if you want to sit there for 18 minutes to, you know, a half an hour or even, you know, darn near an hour or whatever the case is. But you had the slow riser, especially if I was waiting here. We got this large pullback and I didn't actually get a good trade out of that. I'd rather just be in the morning shuffle. You know, if you look at the early morning on QQQ, maybe not on SPY, but on QQQ, it was massive moves up, massive moves down, massive moves up. I could have been in any of those trades, but was not. And I got in a trade at 9:57 or so that I didn't FOMO this trade right here where it turned red. FOMO'd into that, and then I got burned, and that's okay. You're going to get burned sometimes. You're not always going to be right. You know, you're not batting. No one's batting 1,000 at this. What you do is you just minimize your losses, and my loss definitely could have been smaller. I could have even taken profit. Like I was saying, even in a trade that's going against you, a lot of times you won't know all of the time when you're in the trade, but a lot of times you will have a moment or two where you can take some profit and get a win out of it. You know, especially if you got in at the very top of the change, you know, or the very end of when it's starting to like consolidate and beat up against the zone, like right here, for instance. If you get in right here, you're going to have a couple of moments where you can take profit. Then when you hit the 9 EMA, get out of the trade. Had I known we weren't going to push back down, I would have just got out of the trade at the 9 EMA, but you can't always predict it perfectly. I did predict that the market was going to be going up on the day, and we did just that. I did not know how high, and that's what you don't know. You may know what's going to happen for the better portion of a day. You just don't know how far, when, or anything like that. So that is what you're working on when you're actually in these trades. But look at all these green candles. I should have known from all these green candles, even with the consolidation being red, it was not the time to get in yet because we hadn't pushed down through the 9 EMA. So I entered my trade prematurely. Should have waited until we pushed up to this zone. This would have been a great trade, 475.05 all the way down to 475.60 or 475.50. That's a 50-cent move. I could have made a couple $100 off of that. Back on over to our SPX trade that we're going to be looking at for the morning. So SPX is like 10 times what SPY is and 10 times what QQQ is. What I would suggest for these types of trades are having a little bit more experience and understanding how these pushes happen. So if I was going to read, say, how to trade SPX, I would actually be trading off of ES or SPY. I would be watching what SPY is doing because normally SPY will make a move and give you about 3 to 20 seconds before it makes the move on the SPX chart. So you can get a little bit of a buffer between how your trade is moving and get an idea of when you can get in. So when you look at SPX, I'm not even on the screen. Let me go over there. Keeps going to SPY. When you look at SPX, you see much more aggressive movement than you did on SPY. Slide to the left there. As you see, we had that nice gap down in the morning, and then it immediately pushes down all the way to right here. So you're talking about, we pushed down from 368 to 358, a $10 push down, and then just a meteoric rise off of that. And this is 1 minute. So you're seeing all of these candles are green from here all the way up to 74. So that's a nice little push that happened there. $16. You know, and then I'll tell you this, listen, little small pushes will get you like $100 or a couple $100 off of SPX. A massive push like this made a couple people a couple $1,000. Well, you know, wish I'd been in that on the way up, but I wasn't looking at SPY and I definitely wasn't looking at SPX. But what I did manage to do was I traded one of these little candles here at about 11 o'clock. I rode this all the way down to this point at 11:09. Got out of my trade, or was it was either 11:09 or 11:15, but I got out of the trade right before it pushed all the way back up. And I made $90 off of that. This to right here is $90. So this is literally a $3 move on SPX will get you $9. I mean, not $9, $90. And at its lowest point, I was at $180. Now, as far as where I was out of the money, I want to show you that's the uniquely cool thing about trading SPX. I was way down, so I had 25 strike prices. Let me type in 25. I want you to see it from the way that I'm actually seeing it. So I had 25 strike prices, right? And because it's later in the afternoon, the price action is much lower. But I came down to about where it was at 50 cents. And you see we're at 70 now. So that's a $15 move to get down to 15 cents. So you're giving yourself that $15 buffer for the same price that it would take to get one or two out of the money in SPY or QQQ. So you see how SPX, once you learn how to trade SPY and QQQ, SPX is a great play. And you see how it moves in like 5-cent increments. So it usually jumps, like every time it's going up, it jumps like 5 cents. So you see we jump from 45 to 55. 45 to 50 to 55 to 57, you know, and you'll get some in between things there where you're trading market. So this was the bid and the ask price plus the last price that it was actually at. So you will find those in between numbers, but it usually jumps about 5 cents at a time, and then the contracts jump $5. So if you're playing it the right direction, SPX will make you a decent amount of money in a very short period of time. As you guys saw, I was in there for 19 minutes. I got the $90 out of the trade. And at times you saw it bounce up to $180, $105. I closed out at $105. It fell down $15 and I ended up getting $90. It's the name of the game. But it was cool to see that I actually didn't risk much money. I think it was a $200-$300 play, and then you got a third of it in just a couple of minutes. So I'll be looking at SPX for my trade tomorrow. QQQ and SPY have been doing most of their moving in the morning. So if I'm going to wait to 10 o'clock, SPX might be a better play. But from here on out, we'll just play the plays that are in front of us. You know, I should have traded the trend, and I really wanted to trade the trend. I know if you guys saw me trading from the beginning, I wanted to get into calls majority of the morning, but we kept getting to these consolidations, and I was like, maybe we push down, but we would consolidate, rock it up. And you see it several times. Consolidate, rock it up. We can push down, push back up, push down, push back up, and then we finally get back to consolidating again, and now we're slightly pushing down, but there's not going to be much of a push down. This is a very strong market day. We're going to go over to Tesla for just a second before I close down the stream and get on with my day. Tesla happened here. Tesla ran up a bunch, and that is what drove the market up today mainly. So Tesla started at $254. Tesla ran up $5, finally ran down. You also had on the other end Nvidia running up pretty high, which is NVDA. And these are not stocks that I would trade throughout the early portion of the week because of how expensive they are. But Nvidia started here. Close all these down. Nvidia started here at $495, went all the way up to $499 at one point in time, almost $500 again. And because they're such a large player in the market, that is a very strong move. We're going to go over to Apple. Apple ran up as well. So all of the stocks were very strong today. They're pushing very strong. Apple had a beautiful push off of this bottom here. You're talking pre-market 196. Going up here. The reason that is not that much of it's a dollar move. All of this makes a difference in the grand scheme of how the stock market is moved by the particular stock. Apple owns 7 to 10% at any point in time in the QQQ and S&P 500. So when they move even just a dollar like this, that's a massive move in the market for those stocks. Then we'll go over to Meta. Let you see that. Scoot this back this way a little bit. META. And something's lining up, man. There are some things lining up for Friday that are going to be fan-friggin-tastic, and I can't wait to see what happens Friday. But we come down here to 347. Then Meta runs $7. $7 to the north. If you are in this Meta play from right here, when it turned green, good, googly moogly, you made some bread. Even if you stopped right here at, 351, that's a $4 push. That's a $4 push. You're good. But if you rode it out because it stayed above the 90 MA and you rode it all the way up to right here, oh man, you were making some money. You know, that's why I like trading Meta. I love trading Meta on Friday. Meta usually makes some pretty good moves on Fridays because what happens is, all right, I'll go ahead and I'll show you real quick. When you go to all products on any day of the week, basically, however many days there are left in the trading week is how many days you're going to have left in the actual meta. There's no 0 day to expire on meta until Friday. Friday's when 0 day to expire open. So when you open up Monday, it's 4 days, 3 days, 2 days. On Wednesday, 1 day tomorrow, and then 0 days on Friday. And on Friday, because Meta and other stocks that are tech stocks are 0 day to expire, you're going to have a crap ton of people that are going to be shooting your way trying to get into those stocks. So you're going to have a lot of volume and a lot of movement on those days. But I'm going to get on off for the day. You guys see why I lost. You know, learn from my mistake. Don't hold too long. Don't FOMO into a trade. Let's get back to it. We'll look at it one more time before we go. QQQ is what I was trading today. So we FOMO'd in at about right here. We had this nice little pushback. Let's zoom in so you can see that candle even bigger. So it's right here. You see it push up. You see it create this pattern like, hey, it's going to reverse. You see it go all the way up, push down hard, tricked me into believing that it was going to be a nice little push down at 10 o'clock. So I said, let me get in a little early. I wait. I hop in right here. It pushes down. It bounces right there at the 9 EMA. Rockets up, touches my zone. I'm thinking it's coming back down. It actually does. And because it comes back down, I thought to hold. We get into 10 o'clock, you get this push up right here. I'm like, that's not too bad. It only put me slightly negative. Then you get this push down right here, which rebuilt my confidence, which is, it's all a trick. It's all the banana in the tailpipe. You get this push down here, which really spiked my confidence. Like, yo, positive $50. We're about to go on a nice little run. And then you get a run up after that. Never coming back down really below the zone. Never coming back down to when I was positive either. So we held, got to right here, thinking that maybe that this is going to be the push down at 1017. It kind of was, but only to the 9 EMA. Rocketed more off of that, get to more consolidation. Then we're holding here just to see what happens at 1030. And then we saw 1030, nice little jump up. Finally get the reversal at 1032. By then, I'm getting out of the trade because it's pushing up so hard. And then we're just riding it up, wiring the wave. And it never let go, never let go. Get out of that. We get into an SPX, get a nice little push off of XPX, and we get a win. You know, you win some, you lose some. You got to stay calm. You got to stay collected. Just don't blow your account. As long as you don't blow your account, you can trade the next day. You know, I can still put another risky trade if I wanted to tomorrow. I can put another safe trade. But the cool thing is, like, say you're trading SPX, right? You can get one contract at $50. And let's say, let's take a look at it. I want to show you. I'll show you on demand. I'll show you on demand real quick. One last little nugget before I go. So you're on demand, right? You're on SPX. It is November 20th, 9:30 in the morning. 9:45 right here. Click go. All right. So 9:30, not 9:45, 9:30. 9:30 and 30 seconds is fine. Click OK. So you're in the pre-market for this. It starts up. The clock's ticking. Should be ticking anyway. You go over to active trader. So this is perfect because this is actually a Friday. So this is 0 day to expire. All right, you're in your 25. You got this. We're just waiting for this to unpause. Unpause. It's still pre-buffering. You got to give it a couple of seconds. Click on active trader so you can see how it moves when the market opens. So you see it start red and start pushing green. You see in the pre-market we had a gap down. So the tricky thing for SPX is SPX will have gaps. It won't have a cool, smooth transition. It'll just gap down and then it'll fill that gap early in the morning. So that's what we're doing right now. We're filling that gap to the north side. Let's go to all products. We should be able to see them now. So if you go to all products and you're looking at, let's say, calls, right? So the call that I would get into is probably this guy right here, this 50 cent. And let's say you only bought one. Take that down to 1. We're going to click market and then we want to just get in. So confirm, and send. So we have bought that at market, right? We got it for 48 cents. Awesome. We didn't even get it for 50 cents. We got it for 48 cents at market. go to active trader, and you see how it filled this gap right here. We're going to fast forward about 10 minutes. Fast forward 10 minutes. You start out 50 cent. 10 minutes later, once this finishes buffering and everything, we should know how much money we made. So this started out here. We got at the gap. So 14, it ran up to 22. And that's how this happens every single day. You can actually make some decent amount of money. Come on, buffer. I'm trying to get off of the internet real quick. Can we finish this buffering? So positive $17, just that quick, you know, positive $22. And then it'll continue to gain. But you only spent $50 on that. So I want you to think of it like that. You spent $50, and in 10 minutes, you've made 50% of your buy-in costs. So you bought in for $50, you make it to $22 or $25 if you get up here at the high. Let me subtract a couple of minutes because I want to see what it is at its highest currently. So we'll go over to like 38. Click OK. So at 38, you're at $27. So boom, in 10 little minutes, you've made half of the price of the contract that you've paid, which is why when you double up and triple up and quadruple, and then, you know, as you're doubling your contracts, you're going to get to a point where this $20, if you had 2 contracts, is what? It's 40, you know, it's $54. If you have 4 contracts, it's $108. You see it multiplies. So your time is being invested in trading multiple contracts is a lot less than the time that you spend holding a contract when you only have 1 contract. But you start out with 1 contract, take your $25 here. So you would right click create closing order, close that at 70 cents. And that's a 30-cent win, basically. It's a 22-cent win, but it's almost a 30-cent win, basically. And then boom, you get $27 just that quick. 10 minutes of your time would be $27. But we're going to go ahead and go off on demand and go back to my live account. You know, accept our L's that we took today, guys. Listen, you're going to lose. I can't explain to you how important it is for you to get over it. You know, I'm already over it. I'm on to the next day. I can't wait to trade tomorrow. And that is where the love and the passion for this comes from. I can't wait to get in the market tomorrow. I don't have funds to trade right now, nor do I trade after 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock is my absolute cutoff. Usually 11 o'clock is my cutoff, but as you see, I made a nice little trade at 11 o'clock today. But I am excited to get into the market tomorrow because now I see a pattern. I see that we've been having the biggest pushes in the morning. It's down, and then it's a massive push up, and it's down, and it's a massive push up. And now that I see that pattern forming, I'm ready to attack the market tomorrow. We go down, we gap up, we go down, we push up, we go down again, we push up, we go down again, we gap up. So like, let's say we came down this morning, I would just do like maybe an overnight hold just to see what happened. Maybe get me something for like 26 bucks and then see if it gapped up in the morning. But I'm going to wait for the market to close, almost to be closed to do that. But my play for tomorrow is whatever the market shows me. It showed me it was going up today. You guys sat there and watched me. I knew it was going up today and everything. I was like, dang, I want to play a call. I just never got an opportunity to get in for a call. So I switched my mindset to playing a put. Should have took my money on the put, the $45, got out $45 richer. Hey, it is what it is. Sometimes you get smoked, guys. Sometimes you're going to get burned. You know, but it's all about controlling your emotions. Don't beat yourself up. This thing is hard, man. If this was easy, every single person and their mom would be out here doing it, making money every single day. It'd be millions of dollars just going on. You would hear about a new millionaire in your neighborhood every single day if trading stocks was easy. But because there's a level of difficulty with the barrier of entry here, once you learn, you're going to earn. The more you learn, the more you earn. Like you guys saw yesterday, made $200 in one trade, you know, made $600 in 2 days, turned around and lost $140. All right. I'm still up. I'm still happy. I'm still growing as a trader. I'm still improving, and I'm still going to get better. And then tomorrow when I attack the market, I'll probably get it back. If I start losing tomorrow early, I'll quit and then get into another trade. If I can't win that trade, I'll quit that trade. And then I'll take my L for tomorrow. But I'll continue pressing forward until I get a nice little win. But that's it. This has been another full transparency trading session. As always, I am your host, Sebastian. You know, love sharing all this stuff with you guys. It's really cool. It's very enjoyable. You know, even the stressful, slow moments where it's just like dragging on like it did today. You're learning and you're growing and you're becoming a better trader. You know, best of luck out there. I hope some of you guys win trades. Hey, if you want to trade, man, leave it in the comment section. Let me know what you got. And I'm out.